of patriotism. It's non-existent. And I tell you the reason why it's non-existent. Because you got a traitor, treasonous filth, Scottish adolescent tweeting, delusional egomaniac, man crushed with Putin, KGB, Russian mafia, monkey that exists in the White House. And what they're not telling you is that your Republican Party is now Putin's party because they all sold out to Russia. And it's apparently clear after the Helsinki debacle and this whole uncivilized mess with the European trade agreements and NATO. And I can't understand the degree of inept stupidity of the American people. And we're not talking about the Trump base, because we already know the literate, uneducated, inbred, incest, Appalachian Mountains, Deep South, Midwest, ignorance that exists and always have exists. We're just leaving that percentage of society out. We're not even going to address that. In fact, we're not even going to address that anymore. Because that's a wasted cause. This Bible Belt, racist, bigoted, systemic hatred for any color of people besides being white rednecks. Diseased European filth. Now that's not even among civilized society or culture. That's just a subspecies of bottom feeders. But I'm talking about people with a college degree. People that actually studied history and actually understand the theft and genocide of this country. And knowing, having common sense and basic intellect, nothing lawful can exist in something that was comprised of theft and genocide and gaining extreme wealth off of stolen resources. So let's just put that out there. Now, what I'm going to address today is just how deep Russia is implemented into the United States government right now and into our election process and into the very government that governs this fake-ass country of theft and genocide. Now, you can sit there and deny it all you want. You can sit there and close your eyes to it like the three monkeys. I hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Inept ignorance. Or you can face it for what it is. It's a terrorist regime. And it always has been from day one. And this whole red, white, and blue democracy, constitutional civil rights, freedom is nothing but a cover-up. It's just like the Wizard of Oz. You got to look behind the scenes. You got to be look behind that proverbial curtain, who's pushing the buttons. And it's the same bureaucrats, plutocrats, oligarchs that's been pushing the buttons from day one. And I can't understand such a so-called civilized society of educated people that in that ignorance and stupidity is such, right now in 2018, at a high percentage that it is. It's like you people live in caves. And I just can't get it. I just can't understand how something's right before your eyes and the evidence and facts are right between your eyes and you still deny it. You remember a time when your CIA, your NSA, your FBI actually had balls and guts to go out there and really attack and address the threats to the so-called democracy. In all intents and purposes, it's always been an oligarchy. A person like Trump would not even exist, knowing his history for decades and centuries of colluding with the Russian mafia. Full well knowing the Russian mafia bought his debt from his family. And if anything is rightfully apparent and transparent right now, is how he's just gutlessly and cowardice bending over for Putin. Even to the point where he's denying the very Constitution, the very democracy of the country that he's supposed to represent. That everybody's a liar except for Putin. That it's all fake news. That even attacking the intelligence community, the FBI, the very integrity of your so-called law enforcement. But the most saddening part is that you in the community, your CIA, NSA, MI5, MI6, Naval, Secret Service, Marines, Army. You're like cowardice sooner dogs. You put your tail between the legs and you run. Where years ago, you'd be up in this guy's face and eyes. You'd be addressing it every day. In fact, you would have him in handcuffs right now for what he said as committing treason. But what has happened is that everybody forgot about the word patriotism, forgot about loyalty to your country, whether it's a fake ass country or not, but you're loyal to it. Now, if all of a sudden everybody puts their tail between their legs and they run like a sooner dog, and you put up a whole bunch of loudmouths, political analysts, couple of Joes, talking all this garbage, and not one thing, and I mean not one thing is being done to make this man accountable and make him liable for the crimes that he's committed in this country. Now he's bringing America's #1 enemy into the White House after the Helsinki thing that he sit there and pissed on your fake ass America right on live TV, calling you liars, and that he believes Putin over his own intelligence. What more? What more do you need? Unless you forget about what being a patriot. That's where we're at. Unless there's so much mafia money running into the Democrat and Republican Party that the Russian mafia and the Russian KGB and Kremlin has paid for your silence. And I'm talking about your Mueller investigation too. Your Senate committee, your Congress, your House of Representatives. No, you're all a bunch of gutless, cowardly filth. Putting your tails between your legs and you remain silent. Now, if we had, mind you, after 9/11 debacle and facade and fake ass attack to justify your occupation of the Middle East, rich mineral resources, creating endless refugees, but mind you, you don't want them to come to America. Your fake ass America, not even America. But you let some Scottish criminal real estate extortionist, bankruptcy, endless Chapter 11s, defraud banks, tax evader, non-payment to creditors, become president of your fake ass country. And the point of it is you knew about this even before he even started the campaign. So what I'm saying, to put the puzzle pieces together, just like your NRA, Russian mafia money, your Trump campaign, Russian mafia money, your money laundering, racketeering, your real estate fraud that involves the Russian mafia and Putin, and the film of you being pissed on by Russian mafia whores, and this Russian mafia spy that all of a sudden now came into the picture. But yet and still you deny Russian mafia influence or Russian influence. So it shows the world just how unpatriotic you are. It shows the world just how much cowards that you are. That you put your tails between your legs and now you're running like a cowardice sooner dog. Because I mean nobody, and that's your intelligence community, that's anybody in Washington, D.C. and on Capitol Hill, is addressing anything this man does. And regardless whether he backpedals, regardless whether he tries to deny he ever said anything and just lied like a rug every time he says something, you dumbass monkeys on Capitol Hill just go along with it. So it proves either one thing or the other. Somebody's compromised. Somebody's being paid off. so-called Putin, the most powerful man in the world, the most richest man in the world, he's paying a hell of a lot of money to keep the Democrats and Republican Party in check. And on the Russian mafia, Kremlin, KGB payroll. Let's just be factual. Let's just tell it like it is. Don't hold back anymore. Because the reason why nothing is done, the reason why nobody's going to prison, the reason why people are being indicted, but nobody is actually brought to justice, it's because Russian mafia, Kremlin, KGB money is flowing. For all intents and purposes, you're a bunch of paid-for monkeys being manipulated and deceived by Putin. The man that silenced people by poisoning, silenced people by killing them. And much like your Donald Duck Trump, if you say anything to offend him, he comes after you. Like a Russian mafia boss. But somehow, that this man does, nobody holds him but you'll sit there and kill innocent people on the streets for possession of a joint. Or you'll shoot somebody in the back, and rather than shoot him in the leg to wound him, kill and ask questions later. But this Scottish European piece of filth, he's given carte blanche to commit any crime that he wants, even treason, and you won't even hold him accountable. And that's because you have a terrorist regime, and you have terrorist lawmakers, and a Congress, and Supreme Court, and judges. Because if it wasn't, this Scottish piece of filth would have been locked up a long time ago. And Mueller, you and your investigation, and the FBI, that the man had dragged you through the mud, you would grow some balls and arrest him too. You and the CIA, NSA, MI5, MI6, that he also drugged through the mud. Pretty much came out on live TV and calling all of you criminals. Now, what more does a man have to do to get you guys off your complacent asses of procrastination, being gutless and cowardice, and do something like you did years ago? That's my point. And the only reason why nothing is done is just like Prohibition, when the mafia ran everything, ran the docks, had congressmen, senators on their payroll, had police departments on their payroll, had the CIA, NSA, and everybody on their payroll. And the same thing is happening right now. And the only proof of it is, and the only fact is, that you're on Putin's payroll. Because if not, none of this charade, none of this circus of traitorous, treasonous, the mockery of a so-called democracy, and endless crimes against humanity wouldn't exist. Like putting babies and toddlers and children in cages. If you had a so-called true law enforcement, true intelligence, a true FBI, a true Senate committee, a true Congress, a true Supreme Court, the money is flowing from Russia like champagne. And you got your monkeys every day on your Fox News, CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, saying the same old rhetoric of moronic nonsense. But nobody's telling you how much money, how much Russian mafia money, how much Putin money is flowing into America. Sure, you're going to invite Putin to the White House because he owns it. Sure, you had Russian spies, Russian oligarchs in the White House because they own it. Sure, you're going to have closed door meetings that nobody can hear anything or nobody can sit there and listen to what you're saying with Putin. Because you know Putin owns your European, Scottish, traitorous, treasonous ass. And nobody has the guts anymore to stand up to it. Because the same money he's receiving, you're receiving the same money. Because if not, you'd be out there doing something about it. You would put this man behind prison. In fact, for treason, you'd have him shot. And if Obama did half of what this man has done, he would have been shot a long time ago. Mandingo. Uncle Tom theory, all over again. Two types of justice. White man's justice and a black man's justice. What you hold Obama accountable for, you give this redneck, European, racist, bigoted, adolescent tweeting, sexual pervert, xenophobic, misogynist, oligarch, free reign. And why? Because you're all being paid by Russia. Somebody out there tell me I'm wrong. Somebody out there prove me that I'm wrong. Show me facts that I'm wrong. Tell me that your Republican Party hasn't received millions and billions of dollars from Russia. Your NRA, the Trump campaign. And so much so that even your CIA advisor is dumbfounded. He doesn't even know what goes on. And that's how secretive it is. And that's why I said your intelligence community, you're useless right now. So is your FBI and your law enforcement. Nobody has the balls or guts anymore to do their job because you're all been compromised. Just like the American people, y'all just become techie morons, sheep that's led to slaughter, that led to jump off the cliff of inept ignorance and stupidity, because you don't have the balls to do anything except sit, look at the idiot tube, and thinking that that's news, thinking that's the truth, thinking that they're divulging the very truth, the things that's going on in this country, and they're not. It's a sad day when so-called people telling they went to war and were patriots, fighting for freedom, liberty, and justice for all bullshit. Then you sit there and turn your backs, just become reprobate and net mindlessly following sheep of conformity and compliance. Never testing, never questioning anything. Just accept it as truth because some uneducated, non-reading moron tells you it's fake news. Somebody who tweaked like an adolescent high school girl, who's too gutless, cowardice to stand up to your so-called enemies. Only because he never fought in a war. Never served in military service. Because his daddy paid his way out of that too. That's why he's a coward and filth that he is. Donald Trump. And the rest of you that sit up there in the White House owned by Putin. The reason why you're not doing anything. Because he's fattening your pockets. Traitors, treasonous money. And I dare you to prove me wrong. I'm out.